Hi guys, I think my voice is now clear and my screen is also visible. So if any one of you have joined, just let me know in the chat if my voice is audible and my screen is visible. Okay, waiting for your response. We'll start soon. Let the others join. Yeah, so let me start this session on how to make a great resume for data science jobs. So earlier I was taking this live session from my another laptop and I was not able to configure that laptop well. So I think we had some glitch, but now we can have this session and let's see about the all thing, everything about the resume and how actually you can make a great resume by yourself. So let's this start this session. I think maybe people are joining, still joining. Okay, so let me start this on how to make a great resume for data science jobs. And I think whether you're preparing for data science jobs, data analytics, business analyst, or any other kind of job, these things are important. Okay, so we'll start and let's just see from the next slide. So if I talk about the journey to an interview, so basically if you are preparing for any data science interview, then the main thing is that whether you are uh, appearing for any kind of interview, there are actually four steps and everything goes in the four parts. And I'm going to explain this part also, and then I will just tell you like what are the each parts and how do actually you clear the each part. And obviously the first thing start with the resume itself. So, like resume filtering round is one of the most important round. And whenever you are trying to get into data science job, when you apply for the thousands of jobs across the LinkedIn or other kind of platform, people actually go for the resume filtering. So let's say 1,000 candidate applied for this particular job, and uh, in this particular way you can just see that ki whether they want to see that ki whether some particular person have that particular kind of skills or not. So let's say it is a job for data science and he want to test whether that particular person have the skills for data science jobs or not. So that's why the company actually go for the resume filtering round. And they they may use some screening software to filter the resume. They may go individually to filter the resume, or they may hire some expert to get the resume filtered. But yeah, your resume will go through some filtering round, and out of all the 1,000 candidates that have been applying for that particular jobs, only few of them will get shortlisted uh, for the next round, or you can say that aptitude coding test, or whatever the round that is going to be. So typically the data science job, obviously when you apply through app off campus or on campus also, like from your applying from your college placements will also, there are thousands of students actually in that particular college, and you get a particular job after when you actually fight with all those candidates. So yeah, so the most important thing is that whenever you apply for a particular job, you get to pass a resume filtering round, and that is why a resume should be good. I have seen some people having very good technical skills. They are having very good data science projects and internships, and obviously they have been doing a very good job in the company itself, and when they're trying to switch, they find it hard to switch because they're not having very good resume. They actually struggle because the resume is not getting shortlisted either by the software, either by the manual round. And whenever they say ki, okay sir, please review my resume and see the resume, actually they have very good content wise, there is no any problem. But obviously the way the resume is written, obviously everything is so different, and that's don't look all well. So here in this particular session you will get a better idea about how you can have this particular, how you can make a resume by your own, and especially how you can use a proper format, and how to write the points well. That is the most important thing. So if you're not writing the points well, then I think it's just a waste of time. So I will also discussing like how to write the points well. So just let me discuss you for the first thing about is my ebook. So I have a ebook also on resume filtering, ultimate resume guide, and this ebook I have prepared keeping in mind like what are the basic things a person should use to prepare resume. So I just want to tell that key after this session I will just share the link of this ebook in the chat session, and you will also can download this ebook for free, and obviously keep this ebook uh, obviously for when you want to make your resume. And actually there are some good tips that has been written in this ebook, and that will help you a lot. So this ebook will be given to you, just don't worry about that. And this let's discuss start discussing with the resume. So the main important question is resume really important for getting a good job? So many people start telling that ki, okay, what is the use of resume? People can get the resume also without people can get the job also without having a good resume. Means obviously the skill is important, but let me tell you one thing. Let's say you apply for a job, and means let's say there are 1,000 candidates who actually applied for the jobs, and you don't know, means the recruiters actually don't know anything about the any particular person. So how the recruiter is going to filter out which person is suitable for job or not? So the main thing is that he will be able to do that on the basis of the resume. Okay, so the resume the interviewer have the resume of all the candidates, and he will see the resume. Let's say he's seeing the resume of you, and he will see your resume, and okay, he will just have a very broad idea about your background. So okay, you know about data analytics, you have done data science project, you have good coding skill or something like that. So like if you don't have a good resume, then you are actually the interview is not able to portray your background, and like how he is going to find a suitable candidate. So resume is important to find a suitable candidate. And whenever I talk about the resume, actually I talk about the two important things. The first is that um, one means I think a year ago one of my friend was applying for SD role, software development, and he told ki, okay, my resume is not getting shortlisted. Many of my batchmates got internship, and I'm not getting the internship, obviously leave the placement. So when I saw his resume, I was stunned because like he has a very good technical skills and everything, but his resume was too poor that even I think even a small company will not bother to hire this candidate. So what I did is I just sat with him on the calls for 4 and 5 hours, and I restructured his resume entirely from very basic version to very like the very good looking things that I am going to suggest to the format. And in the next company that he came that came for the internship, he got the internship, and during campus placement, he got placed in three big companies, including the Amazon. So now he's doing his internship at Amazon, and now obviously he's going for the full-time roles after the July. So, if you don't have good resume, then people who are having good resume, obviously slightly less technical skills, they are going to get the edge. And obviously, those people who don't have good resume, those are going to lag behind. And that is why skills is important, communication skills is important, explanation is important, but most first important thing is about the resume. So I told in the beginning itself, you have to pass through resume filter round, then you are going to get coding, aptitude test, technical round, HR round. So if you're not going to clear this resume filter round, if your resume is not getting filtered, then I don't know, you are not going to move to the next step, and obviously after you are not going to get a job. So this process you have to follow. Your resume should be there, should be good, so that you can qualify all this round. Okay, enough about the background. So let's discuss about the main thing that we are for discussing here, the resume. So basically the resume has eight different section. So something called educational background, a scholastic achievement. So these two things are important, especially for freshers. So let's say you are applying from the college right now, or you are applying for internship. So these two things are important, because obviously company will judge you on the basis of your scholastic achievement and educational background also. Then we have something called internship project. So let's say you are a working professional, so for you, maybe internship is not as much important as a project. So project means either it is your self project, or either it is your company project that you are the company on which you are working on, or either you are academic project, or maybe there are a lot of different project also. So I will also show you my resume also, like how my resume looks like, especially when I'm applying. I was applying for job after switching the job. And obviously, I will just tell you some basic mistake that people actually do while making the resume. So just stick with me, and you are going to get everything. So next important section is the technical skills. So technical skills may comes the programming languages, the tools, different tools, MS Office that you know, and we will discuss about each and everything separately. Then you have academic courses. Academic courses means courses means either it can be academic courses, or either can be online courses. Then POR, position of responsibility. So like typically in colleges, people student used to have some POR, and let's say you are also switching from the job and you would have some POR in your college, then that can be also be written in the resume. And the last important thing is called extracurricular activities. The extracurricular activities is apart from the your academic, your project, and it's something like, let's say you are doing some NGO, maybe you are having good participation in dance or sports or writing or something like that. So that comes under the extracurricular achievement. So I want to discuss, let's say if anyone wants to design a good resume, then what are the first step you should start with? So many people, what they do, just they took the resume format, they just start filling the details, and they think that the resume is prepared. So moving from very basic resume to very good resume is actually uh, process, and the process is just divided into these steps. Just let me tell you. The first thing is that list out all the points under different section. So I talked about these eight sections. So let's say you are trying to write your educational background, or scholastic achievement, or something like that. So what you need to do is that you need to write a rough sketch of all those points. Rough sketch means it's not like you are going to write a well-suited point with the well-suited words and the high definition word. Nothing like that. Just write a small, like, okay. So in the educational background, you may write my matriculation is from this college, on this marks, this school, my graduation, my post graduation, this marks, this college, this school, this course, something like that. And I will tell you the exact format in which you have to fit this rough point to make a good resume. So you have to do the same for everything, for internship also, for projects also, for technical skills also, for courses also, for POR also, for everything. Just write a small rough point. Maybe you can write in the Google Docs or some extra sheet, and then you can move to the next step. So this rough point will be used to make a good points. Like a good point means, obviously you can write. I've seen some people writing where points that actually don't convey a lot of message about their project and resume. And I will show you like how to write those points well, so that it will have some impactful meaning with my own resume. It's not like something I'm just talking about some fallacy. So try to make good and impactful sentences out of these points. So these points we will use to make good and impactful sentence. It's not like we are trying to make sentences in the beginning itself. We'll do this after, when we are having some resume format and we're trying to make those points. So those rough sketch point, the rough sketch or the rough point will be used to make a good and impactful point. Third important tips is that you have to use MS Word or Google Docs. So I don't know why people actually these days start using a lot of fancy resume format from the different site or through the different software. But let me tell you, like in the different colleges like IITs, IIMs, and all the different colleges, the popular colleges, the student there use MS Word. I still use MS Word format and still advise people to use MS Word format. So color and different graphics, these things are not important in your resume. Okay, it should be a simple good looking thing. The points should be impactful. The points should be in the format of a beauty. It's not like you are trying to use colors, different colors, red, blue, green, trying to use different graphics for that. Those things are not advisable. Okay, so main thing is that you have to use MS Word. So people will start thinking that so how we are going to structure those points well in the MS Word. I am going to share with you some important resume template, and that template you can just download in your system and edit using MS Word, and that will do good. Okay, now give some time on the resume. So like it's not like a good resume is constructed or is made in within a single day. So it started writing stuff sketch and made all the point in the template and then got the resume. So it takes some time. Take some time means maybe when you are coming back to resume after a few days, you will start finding that okay, these keywords can be changed. So like I have made my resume during college also. So whenever a new project happens with me in the company, I'll just try to update my resume. I try to exclude some odd point also. Let's say earlier I used to have points from like a project from web development or something like that. So since now I'm looking for machine learning engineer, data science roles, something like that. So you can exclude the off point. Off point means that does not actually matters now. So I excluded web development points. I excluded some projects that actually I don't remember till now, or maybe that was just a beginning project in the when I was in college. So these type of things you can exclude, and you can start including the new things that you are happening with you. So you should keep a good, like once you make the resume, keep the MS Word format with you in your system or some online sources, and try to update the resume after every 1 or 2 months when you have some good project also. So this way your resumes get will be start getting updated. And the last thing is that always show it to someone. So like a people these days just make the resume, just send it to the company. No, just don't do that. Try to connect someone on the LinkedIn. So I usually review the resume. Many people review the resume for data science and machine learning profile. So the main thing is that you have to show your resume to someone, and the people will give you feedback. Okay, you can just change the format, or you can just write the point so well, or you can write this particular thing in a different manner, and that way you will get a better idea about how to your resume actually can evolve into from a better resume to a best resume. Okay, so always show it to someone, just don't keep it to yourself. People are not going to copy your points because everyone in these days are doing some or different projects. So you are also doing some project. So don't worry about your point. That is not going to be taken away by anyone. Okay, some different points to be noted about the margin is that like a people these days, I don't know why they use different types of margin. So suggested margin, you can say that this is just a borderline. You can say that this is the suggested something is that either use 1 inch. You can just set 1 inch margin in the MS Word all side, and not less than 0.5. So maybe you can also set 0.5 also. It's upon you. Avoid incomplete sentences. So like many people when they make the resume, just write half line sentences, or they write the point that actually don't have like I'll just show you some mistake that people do, like how people write incomplete sentences for a header and pointer. So like something called header is there. So header means there will be some heading, maybe scholastic achievement in the heading, something different thing in the heading, and using the heading you have to write the means you have to write the header in the 12 format, and you write the pointer in the 11 format. Okay, so 11 pointer means this is size of the font style. You can use any of the font style listed here in the within three, but try to keep the font style no, means uh, the same form for same font throughout the resume. So it's not like somewhere for you are using Calibri body, some you are using Arial Black, some you are using some fancy font. Just don't do that. Try to use any single font throughout the resume. Just keep this thing uniform throughout the resume. It's not like you are going to using different resume, different font style for different header and different pointers. That is not advisable. Your resume will look terrible. Okay, and use a bold. So like I will show you like how people actually use bold keywords in the resume, and that is actually used to like grab the attention of interviewer. So let's say I will show you some resume, and like how the people actually make a bold point, and how those point actually grab the attention of the resume, sorry, interviewer, and the interviewer will exclusively ask the questions from that particular strong keyword. Okay, so that is something that I'm going to show you, so don't worry about that. Uh, so like I just talk about a different educational resume section. So like how the things are written. So in the educational background, this thing is written in something like this way. So you have a table. So table is given. I will just show you the resume table. Then you have some degree, like what is the degree that you maybe your MSc, BSc, MTech, BTech, PhD, whatever you want to include that included. Your institute. So like sometimes people do that, they separate institute and they make another column for the university. So if you want to keep it in the same column, you can do that. If you want to make two separate column for institute and university, you can do that. Okay. Then year, like in which year you are going to, in which year you have completed this particular degree. Obviously the end year, not the start year. And the CGPA percentage that you have got in particular things. I've just written blank. I've just taken this screenshot from someone else's resume. Okay. So this particular way you can write the educational background. Obviously I'll show you like how this different sections are structured in the resume. Okay, don't worry about that. So the next thing is the scholastic achievement, and in the scholastic achievement, the main important thing is you have to write the the achievement, or you can say that your awards that you won for your academic achievement. Okay, so academic achievement, maybe you secured some good rank in some exams, or maybe you awarded some gold medals. So this is from my own resume, and in the 2019 it's happened a lot of things with me. So I scored means I cleared some of the popular exams like ISI, CMI, IIT, IIT exam, and then I just won the gold medal for my degree. So these type of things are there. So maybe associated with you, there are some scholastic achievement, academic achievement that you can also list there. And like whenever the resume interviewer is seeing that particular thing, he actually it actually grabs their attention. कि, okay, this particular person is actually too good in the academics thing. So like in the data science and machine learning, academics is important. It's not like कि you are just failing in each subject and you are going to get a good job in data science and ML. So maths is important, stats is important. These things are taught in the academics. That's why academics is important. Okay, so that's why it's important. You should write your scholastic achievement. The better you means the more, if you have some better achievement also, maybe some of you may have come qualified some Olympiad or some competition, something like that. You can also list that out. Okay. Now, next thing is about the internship. So people actually ask that how they should explain the internship in the resume. So I have taken the screenshot of a particular internship from one of my friend resume, and let's see how you can write the internship in the resume. So I just advise this particular thing to start this way. So like this, you can see that this particular word internship, this is called header, and here you can see that there is something heading, some heading is written, and then some point is written. So let's just discuss this thing briefly. So, like the first line is always going to be the your organization name, means start with your organization name. So maybe he has done internship in the sensor operations. Then the business unit under which you are working on. So, like in the company there are different business units. Someone is maybe in analytics and insight unit. So I was in TCS analytics and insight unit earlier. Now I am in technology innovation lab unit. Maybe someone is in the business intelligence unit, someone maybe in the anything, any unit can be there for your project or for your organization that on which you are working on. But if you don't have any such unit, you can just exclude this part, you can remove this part completely. So organization name separated by a vertical bar, business unit then separated by a vertical bar, your internship role, maybe your data science intern, data analytics intern, machine learning intern, research intern, whatever you are, just you can list it out. And then you can write the duration. So duration means that like the from which to which month of year that actually you did this internship. So the three things that is important is that first of all, just see that each and everything is each and every pointer is in the same alignment. It's not like some pointer is floating here, some pointer is here. Everything is the same alignment. Second important thing is that duration is actually written, it's not in the complete keywords. It's not like APRIL, it's just APR 20 JUN 20, and it's the same format that you have to put out. It's not like we would like the full keywords April, January 2020, something like that. That actually don't look good. And the third important thing is about the bold keyword that you can see. So you can see that intentionally this particular person has made some bold keyword. So this particular taste, this k-means color string, this XGBoost model, this net regression, elastic net regression, threefold, means whatever the popular keywords are there, he just exactly highlighted this thing. So whenever let's say a interviewer just see this particular thing in just glance this particular thing, he will just find it okay. Let me just ask about the decision tree, because these things grab attention easily. He just don't need to read the whole point to understand this particular thing. He will just ask the thing, what is decision tree? Explain decision tree. So these things are there in the machine learning interview, and like when you bold out this keyword intentionally, the interviewer asks this question from you, and you know that they are going to ask, and you prepare these keywords in the good manner. So that is why it is important to bold out some keyword, and you can see that how the points are well written. Okay, so after the organization name and internship role in the first line, the second line actually start with the title of the project. So title of the project was this particular thing. Obviously, like many people make a mistake while writing the title of the project. People write deep learning project, machine learning project, data analytics project. So that is not actually title of project. Okay, title of project means the data set is what the data set is all about, and what is the work related to the data set. So here you can see that flight arrival delay prediction. So it is talking about some prediction task on the flight arrival data. So exploratory data analysis and US COVID-19 data using Python. So it's telling that you are using data analysis thing on the US COVID-19 data. It's not like just write data analytics project, deep learning project. So that thing don't work. Okay, that thing look too bad. Okay, so just don't do that. Okay, and now you can see that the points, how the well the points are written. So you can see that every points start with some keywords like determined, enhanced, developed, leverage. It's not like like some people start writing I did this particular thing in this internship. So those things are not important, bro. So just don't do that. Just try to write everything in the resume start with like action keyword. So I'll talk about the action keyword. So these are the action keyword. It does not start with a and the I, me, you, they. It does not start with that. Okay, so just don't do that. Okay, and you can say that the points are either in the single line format or points are either in the two line format. Okay, and that is actually allowable. You can do that also. Okay, so we'll come to that in the next part. So let's say you are trying to write some academic projects. Academic project means the projects that you have done under your faculty or some other college faculty, and that is called the academic project. So how to write the academic project? Okay, so to write the academic project, the important thing is about like we take the same approach. So first you write the title of the project. Okay, so this is title of the project. Obviously, you have done the project under some faculty, some teachers, some professors. So under this next line, you have to write the guide name. Okay, and under the which department that particular professor belong, and under the which institute. So this is one of my project that I did under one of my uh, professor. So you can see that he Department of Mathematics, IIT Bombay. Okay, and project type. So like in the right side of the first line, you can just see that there are few things written. First is the MSc project. So like in academic project are type of certain kind. So maybe it was a MSc project, it was a group course project, or maybe it was a uh, uh, anything. It can be anything, summer project or something like that. Okay. So if you want to mention project type, you can. Obviously MSc project because someone have MSc thesis, someone have MTech project, BTech project. So that thing you can mention in this way. And the second is duration. So duration can be written in two types. So that you can see that obviously we took the same approach to write the duration that we saw in the internship part. And let's say you some of the project are ongoing. So let's say you are just doing this project in this particular semester only, but you need to apply to the companies. So you can write the start month date, and you can write the ongoing. And the same you can also do using your self project. So let's say you are doing some self project, and you are just started to work on some points, you have worked on some point, you are still working. So you can write those things and mention those things under the ongoing. So start date you can mention, and then ongoing. It means that you have started the project, you have done some part, and the project is still ongoing with you. Okay. So this is the academic project. Obviously, you can write the multiple academic project this way, or then you can write the pointer also. And obviously, you can see that there are some keywords that has been bold out intentionally. Then come the technical skills. So technical skill I talked about with some programming languages, web development tools, the data visualization tool, machine learning tools. So whatever the tools you can mention in that particular part. So like I generally divide this thing into four parts. So first is a programming language, machine learning tools, data visualization tool, and this is called MS Office. So but here I mentioned the web because I had some web. Just 1 minute. Okay. So So in this part, I have specifically mentioned how you can also do the wave thing. So that is important. And just let me, I think I'm facing some issue with the. What is the problem here? Okay, so I think I lost my camera. Okay, no problem. Okay, so now I was talking about the. Mhm, mhm. So I was talking about technical skills, and obviously the technical skill is important because people want to see whether you are just having the knowledge of what you can say only the tools that you use the only the tech theoretical knowledge. Do you have also programming implementations also? So that is why technical skills are important. And the next thing is the course undertaken. So I talked about the two type of courses, core courses and online courses. So core courses means that like the courses that you do as a part of your academic. So it may be you have done some machine learning or data science courses. So there are some particular courses that you are working on, and some courses like regression, biostatistics, data structure, inference, and critical data analysis, probabilities, coding. So these type of core courses are important. So if you have this type of courses under your curriculum, I don't know whether you are pursuing degree in data science or mechanical engineering or BTech or some anything, any degree you are pursuing. So if you have any these type of courses, you can mention these courses in in the resume also, because this thing give a better idea about the candidate. It tells the interviewer that the particular candidate actually know these type of courses and have done full-time courses, so they are having deep knowledge about this type of thing. And the second thing is about the online courses. So online courses that we do, people doing data camp, Coursera, EDX, or some different platform also. Actually, I have listed two ways to write the course undertaken. So, like in the second way, you consider it apart from the academic courses, there are two type of courses: completed academic courses, ongoing academic courses. So obviously, for those person who are actually inside the university right now and doing some courses, so they can also mention their completed courses under the courses that they have completed, and ongoing courses, the courses that are still ongoing in this particular semester. And in the online courses also, if you just want to list out the title and you also want to explain like what are the different terms that you studied in this particular thing, you can also explain it. So you can see that he has explained something like what are the different things he has learned. Okay, so this particular thing is important under the course undertaken thing, and this thing will be then you can just choose any particular way to write this particular course. Okay, so next is come the position of responsibility. So if you are having anything in the college, let's say you are actually having placement coordinator, internship coordinator, or maybe you were internship placement coordinator at the 1 year back when you were in college, you can mention out these things, because this thing shows that you are having some leadership skill. You actually don't fear to handle a great team, handle some events. So these things are actually too important. Okay, so these things show your personal skills like the leadership skill, your speaking skill, your communication skills, your management skills. So these things are important. So the way you write this particular thing is simple. Just the post, whatever the post that you are holding, the organization or committee under which you are holding that particular post, separated by the vertical line, and obviously the duration. Duration means under which particular duration you completed this particular thing. So obviously, if something is ongoing, you can mention present, or maybe if it's completed, you can mention the date also. And similarly, you can just list out the point like the in the way the pointer is written. Okay. So obviously considered here also some numbers has been bold out to specifically show that yes, I have managed such a large body of team, and that is important because sometime interviewer wants to check your management skill, your personal skill. So these things are important. So next thing is about the extracurricular achievement. So extracurricular achievement means the things that you do apart from your academics, apart from your course, apart from your regular project and internship. So for that thing, you have maybe some of you may have been writing some good in writing. Maybe some of you are good in dance or sports or anything like that. So you can mention out all those things in the this way. Okay. So, like at this point of time, just let me tell you how to write a good point. So obviously these things are important. They're just this is different snapshots, snapshot of different portion of the resume. But how do people actually write good points in the resume? So actually that particular thing is framed on the basis of four different things. The first is called action keyword. Second thing is called what, means what question. Third is called how question, and fourth is called impact and application. So let's see how these things are actually implemented to write a good point. So in the internship portion that I've shown you, so in that particular thing, I'm just showing you something that is, like how these points are written. So you can see that every point actually start with the action keyword, like determined, it's the action keyword, enhanced, developed, lab raised, explored, created. So these all the things are called the action keyword. So whenever you are writing some point, just try to start with the action keyword. That is always be there. Okay. Then there is going to be questions like what that action keyword is representing. What? So like determine the relationship between exploratory and study variable using correlation matrix. It is saying that he has determined what he has determined. So means obviously if you just combine the action keyword with what question, you will just have the answer in this particular line. So it's like determine relationship between exploratory and study variable using correlation matrix. So like what have been determined. Okay. And sometimes there will also application of how, like how you have determined this particular thing. So in the next part you can see that using correlation matrix, EDA, and some particular type of test. Okay, so any point will be just start with the action keyword, and it will be about what. So like what you have done, what you have done in that particular point. And sometime it will also be about how have you done this particular thing. So and the fourth important thing is impact and application. So what do you mean by impact and application? So just try to focus on the 4 point. Leverage dimensional reduction technique which led to threefold increment. So this is the impact of using dimensional reduction technique which led to the threefold increment in the model performance. So this is the impact, this is the application that happened. Okay, sometimes you also like sometimes you also may have increased the accuracy using some particular method. Sometimes you may have also designed some web application for deploying your machine learning model. So these are all the impact application of this particular thing. So whenever you are making some particular point, just try to see this particular thing. You have to do this two way. First, always there are always going to be action keyword, and the second means that action keyword should be associated with what, like what have you done, and that particular things will be answered in this particular point. Okay, and sometimes it will also about how have you done, or about impact or application also. So you can see that how this is how a good point is actually structured. It's not like just written something by default and some trivial point you write it and just think that okay, this is a very good point. So to make a good point you have to actually do some brainstorming. That's how a good resume actually made, and they actually get selected in some good companies. Okay, so obviously action keyword, there are a lot of different action keywords. So if I just talk about some action keyword that is actually used in data science resume, like developed, analyzed, cleared, maybe determined something, created something, implemented something, enhanced, fitted some model, achieved something, leveraged something, explored something. So this type of action keyword. Obviously, you can figure out action keyword by using your own intuition, or maybe you can search on the Google for action keyword for resume, and you'll get some list of a strong action keyword that is actually you can use. So these two things are there. But yeah, when you have a rough idea, rough point uh, with you, I think you will be able to do this particular thing your own way. Means you can just able to figure out what is the action keyword by your own. So that is why in the beginning itself I told you have to be prepared with a rough note of your resume, because rough note will allow you to think about the action keyword. Obviously these things you can't just do it instantly. Okay, that is why rough resume should be there. Okay, so just let me talk about some common mistake. And obviously whenever I used to review the resume, I just taken this screenshot in the from the real resume that you see here. Okay, so the first common mistake is writing in paragraph. So many people what they do, this they want to is explain their project and internship, they write everything in a paragraph, and analysis of cricket like a story. Okay, no one is going to read this particular thing, so just don't write any paragraph. Okay, it is not going to matter whether you write in a paragraph or not. If you have written the things in the paragraph, no one is going to see your resume, because no one has the time to read such a long paragraph for you. Okay, so just don't write it. Just don't write it. Just don't write anything in the paragraph. This is just the most terrible mistake you will do. The next mistake is writing the sentence in half line. So you can see that this particular person has written the sentence in half line. Obviously, I just told in the beginning itself कि you have to write the complete sentences. So like the way you can see this particular point, you can see that the whole line have been, sorry, whole line have been utilized to write the point. Whole line. Obviously, you can have the end after the somewhere here, but a whole line has been utilized. So you have to utilize this particular thing this way only. Okay, so just don't make a mistake to, like writing the points in half line. Obviously, just don't use full stop also. So these are not the grammatically correct sentences. These are the statement. Okay, these are starting with the action keyword. So these are a statement. But don't write, first of all, don't write in the half line. Just try to mix two half line sentences to make a complete line sentence. And obviously, use the font size to be 11 and header size to be 12. Like this size to be 12 and this size to be 11. And obviously, just don't use full stop. Don't use full stop. That thing is not going to matter. Obviously, you can all see the project title, prediction using supervised ML. So this is obviously I told you, people do this kind of mistake. They write deep learning project, machine learning project, something like that. Just don't matter. Just don't do that. Okay, you have to write this particular thing in the terms of data set. Obviously, you can see that the prediction of number of study hours using supervised machine learning. So that is a good title. So obviously, just don't write the. Obviously, like you can say that, okay, I'm not going to write it. What I cannot do anything. Your resume will not look good. Okay, this is just for your sake of simplicity. It's the sake of simplicity for resume interviewer to understand this particular thing better. Just don't write prediction using ML, prediction using DL, reinforcement learning project, something like that will not work. Okay, just try to write the project in terms of data set and the method that you have used. So just don't write this half line sentences. That is the most terrible mistake you will do. Okay, then people generally make this mistake is that their points actually exceed more than one line due to just one or two keyword. So you can see that this particular red line that you can see here, it has just increased this particular thing due to just one keyword, and the one keyword is all about model. So he could have adjusted this particular thing. How? Maybe like you can remove this the keyword. So a and the, these are not so much important in the resume. You can exclude those particular thing. So I think if you just remove this the and a, this model will get adjusted in the same line. Similarly, like this particular thing for highest accuracy, so this is just 3 line point. So just don't do that. Okay, just try to adjust. Obviously try to break this point into two part, so that this will be adjusted into two different point. Or if I just try to write in the same point, just try to complete two whole point, two whole line, or try to complete one whole line. Okay, so this point can be separated. Obviously sometimes, like maybe you are not having any idea about how to break the point. You have to figure out that particular thing also. So for one and two keywords, just don't cross the line. Just try to adjust in the same line by removing the a and the keyword. Or maybe you are writing a and d and. So instead of a and d, you can use the and symbol. So that is also advisable. Okay. So whatever the things that you can do, just try to implement that particular thing. And just like this particular things don't look too good. Okay, your line is getting adjusted just for one, or it's getting exceeded just for one or two keyword. So just don't do this mistake also. So like what a good resume looks like. So this is a full complete resume. Obviously the academic details is not included. That I will show in my resume. So this is how points is structured. Obviously for the freshers. So Scholastic Achievement, Internship, Academic Project, Technical Skills Course Undertaken, POR, and the Extracurricular Achievement Reward. This is not the my resume. This is the someone else's resume. And like a main thing is that whenever you are in the college, so maybe you can sometimes you people like put their internship in the first scholastic achievement below the project. That you can also do. You can also restructure this particular thing, but yeah, generally the people follow this type of order. Okay, first a scholastic achievement, then internship, then academic project, or something like that. And when you are a working professional, obviously in that place, a scholastic achievement is not too much important. So in that case, you can just keep this particular thing below the academic project, and your work experience you can bring in the beginning. Okay, so that you can do. And if you have any questions regarding the resume making, now you can ask in the chat box. So I'm going to see the chat box and I'll be responding on the chat if you have any questions. So, like I just wanted to show you something. So that particular thing is, like related to the resume. So here is one of the particular resume template that I'm going to give it to you. So just don't worry about it. I will share the link in the chat itself. So this particular thing is about the what you can say this the resume template. So you can see that this resume template is actually editable, and obviously I'm not going to edit it, so you can do it by yourself. And everything has been done in the form of the table. So like the tabular format, everything has been made in the form of table. You can see the from the top to the beginning, top to the below. Okay, so you can obviously do this particular thing, and for that you can so let me just I think you're not able to see my screen. I think yeah. So I think my screen should be visible right now for the resume format. So this is the editable format of the resume that I'm talking about. So you can see that the format of the resume, the thing that I wanted to show to all of you. So you can see that the resume is actually in the tabular format, and like you can edit this resume. So let's say if you want to edit this point, you can edit this point, and once you edit this point, just go to the I think design. I know not design. Okay, so you can obviously go to this particular thing and you can hide your resume. Okay, so sorry, hide your table. So table can be given in the case of only the this course undertaken format and technical skill format. Obviously, you can hide their table also, but yeah, in this particular two things, table can be there. Otherwise, hide that each and every table. So you can see that I've also made a special partition. Like you want to include your internship, then you can include your dates and then do the partition. And once you just write everything, just hide the table and your resume will look good. So this is how actually people make the resume, and that is how also I advise the people to make the resume. Obviously, like it's not like you are going to get this thing done in the single day. But yeah, I'm going to share the format with you. Obviously, just don't edit it on the Google Docs. It is just MS Word format. So just download it, edit in your MS Word in your laptop, and obviously I think I have some activation issue, so I'm not going to show it to you. So yeah, and obviously like you could update your name here, your college, your degree, your college name, your college logo. Just don't upload your photo. Okay, so I saw that most of the people upload their photo on the resume, so just don't do that. That just don't look too good. Okay, and that is not advisable also. Your college logo, your name, your degree, your obviously the department, and then your email, then your phone number. Email and phone number should be there, because if the recruiters is going to contact you, he should know about your email and phone number. And then your LinkedIn or GitHub link, if you want to say give it there, you can do that. Just use the keyword LinkedIn and make it a hyperlink. Okay, and just similarly use your phone number and use your email ID. So this is just a dummy phone number, so just don't worry about that. Okay. So I've received a question that what should be the ideal length of a resume for a guy with 1 year experience? So like if you are able to make a two-page resume, obviously go for that. But if you're not, if you're having just one-page resume also, just that is also good to go with. Okay. So like it's obviously depend on the content that you have. So if you don't have a content of like a large resume, just don't pick a large, just don't pick that. Obviously, if you have the content to make two-page resume also, you can do that. Okay, so everything depend upon your resume. Okay, so everything depend upon you, and it's nothing about uh, anything else. So if you are having a two-page resume content, obviously go for that. Make a two-page resume. If you don't have the two-page content, just don't do that. Okay. Okay, so I will share the template link and the ebook also. So let me just show you the my resume, and just like how my resume looks like. I think I'll be able to show you. Um, So if you have any other questions regarding resume, anything about the resume, you can definitely ask me, and just don't worry about that. I'm going to answer everything. So this So I think you can now see my resume. So this is the resume that I have updated after I started applying to the jobs. Means like after means I went in TCS, and after TCS research, I started to look for jobs. I think I made this resume in November, last November. So I think I've also not updated for past 1 month, sorry, past 3 to 4 months. But yeah, this resume actually helped me get my new job. And obviously, you can see that I have especially especially keep this work experience in the beginning. So people actually do this particular thing. If you are having some experience, you just don't keep this a scholastic achievement. So as you can see that my scholastic achievement have come below this particular thing, and my technical skill have means my all project. Obviously, the work experience that I have listed a new section that has come in the beginning. So I worked on two projects. So you can see that I've written two line point, and you can see that I have just intentionally bold out some keyword the way that I want the interviewer to focus. And I've also written about the accuracy. So accuracy is also important because people talk about the numbers in the machine learning, and obviously about the other keywords that you can see it. Okay, so this is how people do. So like if you are working people with if you're someone with working experience, so in that case just don't like internship and academic project you can keep below. So this is the two-page resume actually because I had the content of the two-page resume. Okay, so I had some extracurricular activities. I have some POR that I like I started a site that is actually using those site I started to help people, and I used to also have publication using in college also. I have course undertaken of these are my all core courses, and these are all my online courses that I have completed. And obviously, technical skills, I have data handling, data visualization, machine learning, web office, programming languages. And then in the academic also, I told you I have done a lot of projects. So these are the different projects that I've done, and these are my work experience. So people actually do this particular kind of thing. Okay. So once, and you can also see that here is my college logo, IIT Bombay logo, my name, my degree, my college name, obviously my email ID, my working phone number. Okay. So I think you should not know this. Okay. And then LinkedIn, you can also see the LinkedIn profiling, and obviously the this particular thing. So you have to use this particular way to make your resume. Obviously, like in the marks, if you want to include, you can either include post graduation or graduation. Obviously, if you want, you can also use matriculation and the intermediate marks also. But yeah, this is a general way you have to make the resume. So obviously, everything that I'm showing you is the resume that I made in the MS Word itself. I have not used any software, and obviously, I always advise people to use the MS Word. And there is no other software better than MS Word to make the resume. Okay, and also you can see the consistency that I have maintained in my resume. Like the all the pointer are in the same line, all the dates are in the same alignment, all the points have been highlighted using this different keyword. So yeah, these kind of things go on. So Raman is asking about, is it advisable to list 4 to 5 projects in the resume? Yeah, definitely. You can list out. You can see that I have listed out different projects. So in the academic project also I've listed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects. Okay. And obviously now at this point in time when I'm going to do some new project in my current company, I'm going to remove some projects. So maybe I'm going to remove this online assignment submission discussion platform. So this I'm going to remove because this is the web development project. So this is no longer relevant to the data science and machine learning. Maybe I'm going to remove this regression project, but because if I'm working on reinforcement learning or deep learning, so in that case this RL project is now outdated, so I can remove this project also. So whenever I'm going to do some new project, obviously if it's a relevant you can include that. If it's not relevant, try to include something else and exclude the old one. You can do that. You can always do that. Any other questions you have? If you have any questions related to the resume or anything else, now is the time. So let me share the required resources with you, and I think you must all have been waiting for this particular thing. So I'm in the chat. I am sharing with you the this folder where you can find this particular thing, and the template resume, and obviously the ebook that I talked about. Maybe I'm going to give you a small ebook for all of you. So this is the ebook that I prepared with ultimate under the name Ultimate Resume Guide, and the thing that I talked in this PPT, obviously you can find the same thing on this uh, uh, particular ebook also, and obviously you can do that. Okay, so you can just keep this book to yourself and uh, use this whenever you want. So I'll just keep bringing new session obviously for this particular thing, and just don't worry about anything else. I'll just keep bringing new live session for data science and other thing also. I'll start. I'm thinking of start to teach about some data science topics, especially in the live session also. So, thanks guys. If you don't have any questions, then thanks for joining and see you. First of all, just you are joining me on weekend, so that is obviously a good thing. And we will have uh, different session in the different time. So Akash is asking about how to find data science internship. So Akash, I usually make videos about internship. I usually write post on the LinkedIn also. So like for finding data science internship, the important thing is about like maybe you can just 1 minute. So like there are different ways to do the internship, and the most important thing is that first of all, if you're just not getting any internship in the company, then you can start maybe applying for the research internship in the different colleges. Maybe also you can start applying for the internship in the some company by going through their career pages. So like let's say you want to apply to, maybe let's say just for the sake of example, Amazon or some other company. So maybe you can go to their career page, and you can just figure out what are the internship that you can apply to. The third main thing is that if you're not able to get internship using the company or the college internship, research internship also, you can go for the self project also. And like many people, many companies actually will try to attract you on the basis of unpaid internship, or by saying that they're a startup, they're high growth startup. So just be careful about it, because a lot of startup don't do a value project. They will just like they will just try to use you, and they will just don't give you a good project also. So just don't use, don't do particular type of things. Just be aware about the, if you are just trying to do internship in a particular startup, because startup are too risky. If it's a high growth startup of which you have the name, if you have heard of their product, you have used, or their product are in the market, so that you can do the internship. Obviously unpaid internship is not advisable as per my opinion, but yeah, if it's the value that you are thinking that you can get, obviously you can do that. And by other means, I can say that try to get a good research project, research internship in the colleges, IITs, IC. Obviously, I think it's late because those colleges release these things in the mid-Feb or March also. But yeah, if you find any internship, NIT, IT, triple ITs, ISI, CMI, you can also do that their internship, research internship. Or maybe like if you don't want to do that, you can do some self project also. Approach to the companies or the career side. You can also approach to some company professional. So let's say some particular person is working on some XYZ company, and you can ask that if there is some internship thing that present in their company, and you will be able to work. Because like let's say if you are trying to get an internship in XYZ company and they're not going to pay you 50,000, but what the matter? Just you want to get a good project. They may pay you 5,000, 10,000 working from home. If it's a good company, then the experience is all that matters, not the money. So that's the all I can advise for you now. Okay, guys, we'll keep meeting till the next time, and you can obviously connect through the LinkedIn also or some other platform also, and just thanks for joining